Well, I care, and actually more than care, I love this organisation, as many millions of people do, both in this country and around the world. So of course I was concerned about it. The most important thing now, though, is that we appreciate what the organisation's been through. It has been through a tough time. It's even tougher for those who are directly affected. But I want now to concentrate with the staff, with our audiences and with those outside on creating a new chapter for the BBC, learning the lessons of the past. You can't ever forget those. But creating a new chapter where we have a compelling vision for the BBC, and I think the best years, if we get that right, the best years for this organisation are to come. One of the planks of that will be a news operation, which is, as it is, strong, broad-ranging, and impartial, but also in which the public trust. And I think one of the things which, looking from the outside, has been impressive is the way in which people's trust of BBC News and the BBC more broadly has gone back up again over the last few months. And I think that's huge credit to the team here that they managed to restore that.
On Savile, you were here in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. What rumours did you hear at the time?
Absolutely nothing. I have to say, I knew nothing about what was going on. That's a long time ago.
There weren't any whispers between...
Not that I heard. But, you know, it's a long time ago, and I had a variety of roles in radio and television, so I heard absolutely nothing. But, you know, the most important thing is that we learn the lessons of what happened with the Savile affair. One of those lessons for me is that this organisation works best and works brilliantly when it works as one organisation, as one BBC. And that's why in all the things I've been saying and doing at the moment, I have been stressing the importance of the team, the top team, but teams working together right the way through the organisation. Because I know, and we all know, people who've worked in broadcasting know, that actually it's teams working together, effectively together, that make great programmes and great content.
You know that the main criticism of the BBC is that it's overly bureaucratic, and that the Savile Newsnight scandal sort of backs that up. Nobody got a grip. Senior management thought that the other person was dealing with it. What are you going to do to change that?
The most important thing is that you have teams who are working together, spark off each other, are honest with each other, hide nothing. And, you know, decisions are better made when you involve teams, in my view, and that's why I really stress the importance of teams. Equally, I think I shall be tough on, as I talk to the staff, as I talk to people who believe in the BBC, about making sure that nothing gets in the way of making great programmes. Nothing gets in the way of making great content, because that's what we're paid to do, and that's what everybody who's working in this organisation wants to do.
I know you're coming back to the organisation now, but when you were watching all of that happen last autumn, you must have thought, what is going on? Why isn't somebody getting a grip here?
I felt very saddened for the BBC, because the BBC does some great things. Many, many, many great programmes made by a whole load of very, very committed people. And when I just look at the last weekend and I see The Village, I see Doctor Who, and a brilliant assistant, by the way, returning. I watch The Voice and Matt getting through, right the way through to John Elliott Gardner on Radio 3 doing a Bach marathon. I think, what other organisation in the world can deliver programmes like that? By the way, it's always worth leaving this country and going abroad to appreciate what you've got. I happened to be with the Royal Opera House in Brazil about 4 or 5 weeks ago, where people were obsessed about getting more from the BBC, not just news, but other services as well. They really appreciate what this country has.
And nobody would doubt that the BBC does great things, but when I speak to friends who work at the BBC, they do feel undervalued. They do feel whatever the management says, the managers don't really give a stuff. What are you going to do to change that?
I care about what people think about this organisation. I want an organisation where people work well in teams, where they respect each other, where they come into work thinking, I'm working for the best broadcasting organisation in the world. And that's what I want to achieve. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to spend a lot of time over the coming months and thereafter getting round this organisation, talking to people, because one, I enjoy that, but two, I want to learn firsthand from the people on the shop floor what it is that I can do to help them to make brilliant, even more brilliant programmes, even more at the time.
And the licence fee is frozen. You're not going to try and renegotiate that. So, and of course the strikes continue. So what are you going to do about that? You've really got to get a hold of that situation.
There's certainly an in-tray which is full. But I believe in talking, I believe in listening to people, in pulling people together to talk about where we want to go and what our mutual interest is. And I'll tell you this, our mutual interest and our country's interest is in having a strong BBC producing brilliant programmes, brilliant content, supported by the people who are paying for us. And that is all that I want to achieve with this in my time. And I think we'll get there.
Are you confident you can avert more strikes?
I'm not going to get to say I can avert or not avert.
Yes or no? Yes.
No, I'm not going to say yes or no to that. All I will say is our interest, wherever you work in this organisation, is in producing fantastic programmes, fantastic content, and keeping our audiences feeling that this is an organisation that's worth every penny. And I believe we can convince people of that. I really do.